Here's the Riley Stillman hit on Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and I can see why they didn't call this in real time. NHL officials have the hardest job in the world. It is so hard to see the minute details of a hit in real time, in a split second to look at it, especially with the way the rules are written. It's not very clear, and the standard by which they are supposed to be called is not easy to do at all. I do not envy their job. So I do look at them in slow motion, and I've had people comment, every hit looks like a penalty in slow motion. Well, no, it doesn't. The hits that are penalties look like penalties in slow motion because you can see that they are penalties. Now, like I said, on the surface, this looks like just a good hockey hit. And it is a hit that wouldn't have been a penalty in other years. But you can see Stillman is coming across the ice. He's coming literally across the ice. It's an across-the-body approach. And now he has to quickly turn up the ice or he's going to just slam into the boards. He needs to get his momentum going forward at some point. What he's trying to do is time his angle and path of approach so that he meets Kotkaniemi at the boards at the same time. But actually, what happens is Kotkaniemi slows up. He's not going to be where Stillman thinks he is. And they're not going to meet at the right time, which is right now. So Stillman now has to somehow make up that distance between the two players by projecting himself forward. See that reach out, that extension out? You can see from this angle that as Stillman bounces off this check, he's still going backwards. Most of his momentum is carrying him backwards into the boards. And that's because as Kotkaniemi gets the puck, Stillman's going backwards. Now he has to close the gap. So he needs to transition across the ice in a sideways path of travel and then get forward. He's going backwards across the ice. He wants to meet Kotkaniemi at about that Coke bottle. But Kotkaniemi stops right now and slows up. So he's not going to get where Stillman is hoping he's going to get. Look at Stillman right now. He's so low in a nice squat. His legs are super bent. His shoulder is well below Kotkaniemi's head and ready to go into the core. All he has to do is be able to stand there and let Kotkaniemi skate right into him. But, like I said, his momentum is going to the boards. So if Kotkaniemi stops up enough, Stillman's actually going to go right by him and Kotkaniemi is going to get the inside lane. Stillman can't have that. So he has to make up that distance between the players by exploding out. And when he does that, he has no choice but to explode up at the same time. See how all of a sudden his legs are pretty much straight? His back foot is off the ice because he's had to push out, and he drives his arm, his leg, his shoulder, everything is upwards. Now, Kotkaniemi's head is right into the shoulder. Look where it was a second ago. And look where it is at contact. And Kotkaniemi even raises up a little bit. So that shoulder went way up and exploded up into contact, a significant distance just prior to contact. That's charging. You cannot jump into a hit like that. As a comparable, I'm just going to show you a hit that's pretty much the exact same scenario, but the timing is better. So the Avalanche player has come across, and he's backed into the hit, and he's stopped up, just the exact same as Stillman does, but look how low he is. Look where his shoulder is. It's right through the chest. And his feet stay completely on the ground because that Avalanche player is compact. There's no explosion upward. There's just bracing for contact and driving that shoulder into the chest and knocking that player down. Absolutely no chance of head contact. Absolutely no problem at all here. And that Avalanche player is in full control, has never left his feet. That's what Stillman wants to do here. He's set up for it, but Kotkaniemi isn't where he thinks he's going to be at the right time. And if that forechecker is smart enough to stop up and throw off the timing of the check, well, that's not his fault. That's a great job by him. That's Stillman's job now to adjust to that. You can't just lunge out or reach out because now you're going to miss. But unfortunately, that's what players do. It's just instinct. It's just natural. But it is a charge. He's launching. He's leaving his feet, and he's going up towards the head. That is not a good hockey hit. The other important thing to note is Kotkaniemi has the puck here, and Stillman makes absolutely no play for it. It's body all the way. And while that isn't a penalty, right off the bat. If he ignored this puck and just hit properly, there wouldn't have been a penalty just because he ignored the puck. But because he ignored the puck and prioritized contact, now I can use that as a factor when determining my punishment. Because of the severity of the change in player position just prior to contact, that elevates it from just a regular charging penalty to a charging penalty that requires supplemental discipline under my system. And because he ignored the puck, that also elevates it from a hockey play gone wrong into the non-hockey play that isn't malicious category. Tough Call would suspend Riley Stillman of the Buffalo Sabres 3 games for charging.